everyone, welcome back. Of course, I hope you're already in for some new DIY inspiration. If you're new here and you see me for the first time, welcome. My name is Yanni and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. I keep it short. On this channel you will find seasonal DIYs and daily decor DIYs, so enough to see. Do you want to see even more DIYs? Come on over to my description box. There you find all the links for our DIY channels, so go check it out. And if you like this content, of course, I hope you will subscribe to my channel, because subscribing doesn't cost you anything, and give me a thumbs up. Enough talking for today. I'm going to take out my tumbling tile blocks again. Of course, I hope you join me. And if you're only here for watching, of course, have fun watching. For today's DIY, we are going to need, of course, our tumbling tile blocks, paint at your choice. Of course, we need some wood glue, some wax. Of course, you don't have to use it, that's just my preference. Some brush, some glue sticks, and of course our glue gun. This is a little bit the main pieces we need for this DIY. We are going to make a riser, and on top of that we are going to make a little birdhouse. Everything, of course, from our blocks. We will see how this will turn out. Our riser will be very easy made. We are going to do 3 of this one, 3 this one, because this will be the top. This will be the, of course, also part of the top of our riser, like this. Oh, I already glued one together, I see. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take my wood glue. So we need 12 pieces for this one. We're going to do some wood glue on the side and on this side. And we are going to squeeze it like this and just let it dry. We're going to do the same with the other ones. And I'm going to do it in opposite direction, but of course you can do it any way you like. I'm going to lay this one also on top of each other. Make a nice little square. And of course, in the first, your wood glue always is turning, because it is not really attached to each other, but that's a couple of minutes. And I'm going to do the rest. It's also very easy to do. Just do some glue and do some glue on this one, and again lay it down and squeeze it together, the same like we did with the other one, and make a nice straight square. The great thing about this wood glue right now, it is very steady, but also you lift up a little bit of the blocks, because the blocks are not always the same sizes in one of a package. So that's when you do some wood glue, it falls better down than with your glue of your glue gun. So I let this dry for at least a little 20-25 minutes. But of course you don't have to wait that long, so you'll see me in a moment. Our squares are almost dry, and then we're going to glue them together. What we're going to do right now, this is the top. We're going to make the middle piece of our riser. But also this one we are going to do with some wood glue, because I want to make sure that they don't fall apart. So we're going to do pieces of 2 like this, and again a piece of 2, and again, and another piece of 2. And of course some people use some I don't know, a corner, or at least a metal corner. You can here in the Netherlands we call it different, but I don't know how you call it in English, but I always do it with my hand, so because you can see how wide your blocks need to be. So I always do it without, but if you want to use it, of course you're free to do. We already have our 4, so we already can make 1 piece of our riser, but we need 2 pieces of our riser. So we are going to go further, and we're going to make another 4 and let it dry also, like this. This is number 5, and make sure that they have the same size. And this already number 7, and this is so easy to do. Just squeeze it and remove the glue. And it doesn't matter if it does come on your mat, because with a little bit of water everything will go away so easily. That's the great thing about wood glue. And this is already number 7, and the last one, number 8. Then you already have your pieces for the midden piece of your riser. And we let this dry also a couple of minutes, at least 20 minutes. Because I also like to show you things that go wrong, I tried to do it before the glue was dried up, make a nice little square from our pieces. So what I did, I showed you, and then you don't make the same mistakes. So what I did, I just took the parts, I lift them up like this, and I'm going to place them against each other like this. And of course, most of the time they fall apart because they are not dried up yet. So you have to be very carefully if you do it the way I do, like this. But you see already one is going off the sides. So, but I always love to show you also what is going right and what is going wrong and what is a good idea or maybe a totally bad idea. This is one of them. But of course I also wanted to show you what I did, and you see already everything is going all the way because he's not totally totally dried up. But I also love to show you things you don't, maybe you cannot better do do than I do. So I let this dry and I hope for the best that they will turn out right. Before we're going to make the feet of our riser, I'm going to do two things. You see already this is all dried up. I'm going to glue them together. So very easily, just place them together the way you want to have it and look which way is fitting the best. You see here, this one's a little bit shorter. Maybe you can do it a little different size and maybe then it goes a little bit better like this. Yeah, it doesn't really matter a lot. So I'm going to glue this one, some glue on this side and on this side for this piece, of course, like, and I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to do some glue on this side and on this side, and I'm going to lay them again in here and just let it fall down. This way I make sure that it is flat. Of course, I'm going to take a painting can and I'm going to place it on top of it to make sure that everything is flat on the bottom. And I'm going to do, because these two are also dried up, I'm going to do them also on top of each other. Very easy. Just do some glue over here on the sides and make sure that you have enough, because the glue which is coming out you can easily remove with a little piece of with your nails or with a little piece of knife. I almost I think what would I want what would I just say, but it was a knife, sorry. This was English for beginners again. And I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to make from 3 blocks, the first 3 blocks. Again, I'm going to make the same one like this one, so like this, and I'm going to make from 4 of them. I'm going to make this way, on this way. I'm going to make also one of this, and again I'm going to do it with my wood glue, of course, because the riser has to be very steady. And of course I should have done this earlier, but now you can see exactly which way we need to do to make our simply and easy riser, and a riser which will be very steady and you can use it for anything, anywhere in your decor, like this. And I'm going to do some glue on this side and on the top, and I'm going to place it over here, and I'm going to do one on this top and lay it down and place it over here. And now we only need one on the top on this side and a little bit on this ending. So very easy, top and this side, and just lay it down and work your way into a nice simple square again and let it also dry. So again, I see you in a couple of minutes. So our parts are glued together. What we're going to do, we are going to make this two into one riser. Of course, first we are going to make this top on here like this. So it's very easy. We just go around the sides with our wood glue over here and over here and over here to make sure that he is stuck in place. And very easily just lay your piece of 3 over here exactly in the middle. Just so look on each side if you have it in the middle, because now you can still move it. This is already the bottom and the feet of our riser. Then we're going to glue this one on top of here. But before we're going to do that, we are going to first glue this one on the top. So it's very easy. I'm going to move this aside. I have to be sure one time that I have it in the middle. And now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to do some glue on the top, because it's easier when I do it this way and I can see that he is totally in the middle. Because if I do it first this on here and then this one on here, then I can see that it is in the middle. And of course we want to have it in the middle. So very easily just turn it over and just look for the middle. And also again, look on each side if you have it exactly in the middle. I have to turn it around and this is squeeze it, and you still can do place some can on top of here, so it gives a little bit more weight on for drying. And of course now I can easily do some glue over here and then place it, but I rather wait and then turn it over and glue it on top of here. So I take a couple of minutes and then I'm going to glue it on top of here. So I let it dry in for a couple of minutes and I'm taking a little risk. So because maybe I am a little bit too early already to turn it over, but we will see if this risk is going to be a big failure or not. So then everything falls apart. So we are going to look for to turn it over like this. And of course I'm going to place it exactly, and I turn over in the middle and I let it go down. Of course you see already I need to go to the right, and with a brush I'm going to remove in a moment all the glue away. So this is very easy to do. Just take a very simple dry brush and go around the sides like here and around here, and you already easily remove the glue like this and over here, and then you get a nice clean piece. And of course we let this dry for at least a half hour, and then we are going to build our birdhouse. Here you see our riser is just dried up and I'm really happy with it. If maybe later I'm going to make this one now with a birdhouse on top of here, but maybe later I will make 2 of them and I paint them in the color from my home. And I am really happy because you can do anything on top of here. You can use it in your kitchen, you can use it anywhere, and I'm really happy with the result, especially because it's really sturdy, because we did it with some wood glue. What we're going to do, we are going to now our birdhouse, at least we're going to try, because I'm going to make the roof, I hope, with the pieces of like this. So we'll see how this will turn out. First, what we're going to do is we're going to make 4 pieces of 3. So very easy, just do some glue on the smaller side like this. This is 1, and of course number 2 this way, and this is already 1. We go for a number 2, and I need a new glue stick. I'm sorry, I was totally in concentration on this one. I totally forgot you. So number 3, this is already the second one. And of course, like I say in every DIY, if this is taking much too long for you, I totally understand. Then go skip forward and see how it turned out. But of course, I hope a lot of you enjoy seeing how it is made. So like this number 3, this, squeeze it and remove your glue, and the last one. And then we're going to build it together and take your time to removing the glue, because like I always say, it gives your work much better, a nicer look. So here you see already it was some on the sides, and here already is coming out a little. And what we go, especially when you feel the undersides like this, the tops, because we are going to glue it right now. We're going to do one on the sides, and we are going to place it against each other this way. And of course I have to keep it in place for a little moment. And now we are going to do some glue on this side, and we're going to take another one and we are going to place it on here, and also this one keep in place for a couple of seconds because this is gluing very fast. And now we only need to do some glue on this side and on the inside of this panel. And now if everything is correctly, it is fitting inside of here, and just squeeze it and press it the way it has to be, like this. And now you have a nice little square, very easy. We are going to make a bottom, but the bottom we are not going to do totally closed. We are going to do on the glue on the tops, glue it on here this way, and we are going to do some glue on this top again, and we are going to lay it over here and squeeze it and remove the glue. And now we are going to do some glue, of course, on the top over here and a little bit on the side. And now if everything is correctly, again we get it totally fitting inside of our panel over here, and squeeze it and press it down. And now we get it off the table and we have a nice square again. And you see he is open, but for me it doesn't mind because my house is standing on top of the riser, so you don't see it. And I'm going to, you see already the glue is coming out over here, and I don't like it because I want to have it away this way. I'm sorry it takes a little bit longer. And now I'm going to glue this on top of here, and then I'm going to turn it on. For me the thing was I want to have a nice little sides around my birdhouse, so that's why I'm doing it this way. But for this I'm going to take my wood glue, because that's gluing then a little bit nicer than my glue from my glue gun. Because if you do glue from your glue gun, when you start here and you are over here, this is already drying up and you get a thick layer, so that never gives a nice look on the side. So I'm going to see if everything is fitting nicely on top of each other, or maybe I have to turn it over, or maybe I have to turn over this one and make a nice fitting. I think this is correctly. Now I'm going to do it this way. Do some glue over here, and I'm going to place it again in the middle, just like we did with the riser. And I'm going to turn it over and look if I have it exactly in the middle, because you still can move it around. And now we let this dry. What we're going to do, we are going to make again 4 pieces of our, like this. I'm going to make 4. This is 1, and again number 3. This is number 3 and number 4, and we are going to make 2 of these ones of 4. So this is already 1, and I need again 4. And how easy is this? And I hope everything will work out the way I hope it will, and it gives a little bit more of a unique birdhouse, because normally when you buy them in the store, they are most of the time always the same, and I always try to give it a little bit more unique look for yourself. And this is number 4. Now we have our 2 panels of 4 for our roof. Of course, I have to let this dry for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to do the next step. My little underside of my birdhouse is almost dried. What I'm going to do, I took out 4 of these pieces I just saw sideways. It's not a lot sideways, just a little pieces. I'm going to get the rough wood away, and I'm going to glue them this way. I'm going to glue 1 on this side and 1 on this side, like this. Of course, a lot of, I'm sorry I say a lot of like this, but that's just something I do when I DIY. Don't worry, and I hope don't ignore it, because I try to say it as less as I can, but it just goes out before I even notice. So really bear with me. And I'm going to place them over here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the wood glue over here, and I'm going to place it in this corner and this in this corner. Make sure that you have the cut out piece this way, so you can lay some panels over here for the roof. I'm going to lay this one over here. Make sure he stays in place, and a little bit over here. Of course, I can do a little bit less glue, but I'm always afraid that it sucks in the wood and that I don't have enough and that he will break or fall off. So I'm always very scared that my pieces are falling down. That's why I do a little bit more, but you can do some less. And again, place it, and we are going to let this dry also. I hope I can show it you this way, you see. And now we get a little bit more unique little birdhouse. Our birdhouse is already so far, and I'm really happy how he is looking like. I'm just sometimes just a little kid when something is working right the way I have it in my head. Sorry about that. I'm going to do some glue on the sides like this, because now we get the difficult part, and that is getting our roof exactly against each other but sideways. So this will be a really challenge to get it glued and of course stayed in place like this. And now I'm going to do it like this, and I'm going to try to get it over here, and I'm just going to have to keep it in place for a little moment until everything is dried up like this. So now you have to wait together with me, because I have my hands over here and I can't push the button to to push you out. So you have to wait with me. So it takes I think a half hour. No, I hope I will cut it off. And you see here, this is how our little birdhouse is turned out. And how easy was this? So I am going to do this in the white chalk paint, and I'm going to do my stand, of course, in the furniture wax, but you can choose any color you like. You see already I am busy doing my riser in some wax, and this is just a very simple furniture wax you also can use for your furniture, but this is a very cheap homemade brand, so go ahead, check out your stores and look for a home brand because it's always so much cheaper. But if you don't like the wax color, just do it in any color you like because you can change it up any way you like. Our riser is in the furniture racks and I am already loving how he is turned out. He shines very nice. I love the rusty color and you can use it with anything because like I said, I do the birdhouse, but you can do anything on top of here. You could use it like a little tray. I'm going to take my birdhouse and I'm going to do it in white chalk paint, but of course you can do anything you like. So I'm going to do little pieces, not totally in the white color, just give it a little bit like a distressed look, but you can do anything you like. And here see how our little birdhouse turned out, and you can use it also just loose in your decor. What I'm going to do, because I was missing something on the sides, so I did go to my computer and I did make a print with some a little bird on top of here. I know you see it backwards, the birds, but I have a chirp and of course I have a birdhouse. I don't know which one I will use, but I think I'm going for the one above, and I'm going to do a little print on top of each little corner, and so I will cut them out. So my prints are printed out. I take a piece of my kitchen towel and of course my brush. I'm going to take one print, lay it upside down, and of course you already know how to Mod Podge your print on top, so I just do some Mod Podge on the back side. I had to think what it was called. It's early in the morning. Maybe that's the reason. So I'm going to go over and lay it down, and I'm going to place it on top of here. And I'm going to try not to get Mod Podge on the outside of the print because I like the matte finish. So I showed you a little bit closer. Don't mind the words. I know you see it backwards. And they are so cute. So I think it gives a little bit more body to your birdhouse, because only he was very wide, but you can do any print of course, and if you have a great rider you can also write the letters on top of here for yourself. I will do all the sides of our birdhouse, and then we are almost ready to decorate it and finish it off. I placed you a little bit lower. Of course, I hope you can see what I do and how easy it is, just to give a little bit more cozy, warmy feeling on your display. It is so easy. I have here some raffia and I have it in the black and I have it in the brown and the white and of course other colors. But I'm choosing for the black color. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take out, I have here some greenery, some boxwood, I have here some baby breath, and of course a little bird, but I don't know if I'm going to use the bird. I think it's a little bit too much. I'm going to take out a little bit of the black raffia and I'm going to turn over my, of course, my birdhouse, and I'm going to squeeze it in from on the underside like this. And if everything is correct, he's coming out on the top. And let it come out, and of course we are going to place it and take some little pieces out of your birdhouse, and it doesn't matter if it falls down, just work with it. In a moment we are going to squeeze it down again, but we want to have little pieces coming out, and now we're going to place it down a little bit more so we get a more springy feeling around our birdhouse. In the starting it looks a little bit strange, but at the end when you're busy with it, it will work out okay. So like this, and I'm going to place the rest inside, so let little pieces come out, but still that you can still read the little picture birdhouse. I'm going to place it on top of here like this. But before I'm going to place it, and I'm not going to glue it. Of course, if you want to keep it for a long time, maybe then you can do some glue on your stand and just give it that it is steady enough that it don't fall off. But I always say you have to change your decor up, and I'm going to just lay up like this, and I'm going to place my birdhouse on top of here. Very easy. And I'm going to cut off that is not too long. I'm going to do the rest inside. I'm sorry for the crackling. I really am doing my best. And I'm going to place it away. And now you see already the birdhouse. And now he looks for you very black, but trust me, it will be better soon. At least that is what I'm always saying. So we will see. And now we're going to take some pieces of boxwood like this, and I'm going to cut off a couple of, I think 4 of the leaves. This is from a banner. I always buy a banner or maybe a plant, also plants from IKEA, and I'm going to rip them apart, and then you have more pieces for your money. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to squeeze them inside and just rip it off and just do as many in here as you think is necessary for your decor. I'm going to go over it and on the other side, and again pull it off and place it just in your raffia. And of course I use raffia, but you can use anything you have laying around and what is your privilege, because I like this, but maybe you don't even like it and you just want to do something different. So go ahead and do whatever you think is right. Again, I'm just pulling it off and place another one with here, and place as much greenery inside as you want. And I'm going to do also a little bit on the inside of our birds. And if you have little eggs, maybe you also can use some little eggs on top of here, or maybe something else you have laying around. So I will finish it up with some greenery, and then I'm going to do some baby bread, of course, also pull it off, and I'm going to squeeze it inside to give also a little pop of the white color. So in a moment you see the end reveal. So this was it already for today's DIY inspiration. I had so much fun doing this together with you. Of course, you see a little quick impression how you can use it in your decor. I did it with some lavender, but you can change it up any way you like. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you are not subscribed to my channel, of course I hope you will click the red subscribe button. And if you want to see more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find all the links for this channel and our main channel Deco Easy, so go check it out. For now, I wish you all an amazing day, and I hope to see you on Saturday.